Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Sri Radhe Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Sri Radhe Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Radha Shama Sundara Sri Radhe Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Radha Shama Sundara Sri Radhe Jaya 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 Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya 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 Srimad Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo Nitai Gora Jam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pariyacharya Asotara His Divine Grace Desi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ananda Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sakaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadada Sivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Sri Radha Shama Sundar Ki Jai Sri Radha Madhava Ki Jai Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembly devotees. All glories to the assembly devotees. All glories to the assembly devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Ladadayene. Hiranyakashipu Rachat. Shilatakanakalaye. Hitone shimo paratone shimo. Yato yato yamitotone shimo. Bohene shimo hirayene shimo. Nara shima bhari charana prapari. Kavakara kamala gahe nakam abhuta singha. Dalita hiranyakashipu Janabringam Te Savarita Naravirupa Jai Jagadi Sarade Jai Jagadi Sarade Jai Jagadi Sarade. Savarita Nararupa Jai Jagadisa Re Jai Jagadisa Re Jai Jagadisa Re Kesavarit Jai Jagadisa Re Jaya Nasungare Jaya Nasungare Jaya Nasungare Jaya Nasungare Jaya 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 Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya 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 Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya 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 Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya 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 Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jai Jai Srimad Bhagavan ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Gaura Premanande Haribo Premanande is not here. She's not here today. I don't know who's lecturing.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome to all of you on behalf of our temple president, Her Grace Premda Mataji. We had a large program for last 3 days, and there are hundreds of people, all crowded this place. So I think the program has concluded this afternoon. So I guess the people are relaxing. But thank you to see this another crowd here. So I welcome all of you. First of all, is there anybody coming here first time? Anybody first time coming to this place this Sunday? There are? Okay, welcome. Please come here. I have a small gift for you. Please come. And you are local, Naperville? Or where? Okay, very first time? Okay, please keep coming. All right, anybody else? Yeah. Yeah. So this gift is assurance that you all will keep coming again. All right. Also, I see some our core members, Bhakti Priya Mataji, who has been here for years together. She did so much for this temple, and she moved to Dallas, and again she's here, I guess, for this event. Give a loud Haribol to Mataji. Thank you so much. And there are other devotees who all are visiting today, this weekend for this Maharaj Vyas Puja program. It was an amazing celebration. There were a lot of people who gathered. There were a lot of good program, and also there were initiation programs. So there were some people, the devotees, who got their spiritual initiation with His Grace Rompada Swami Maharaj. So with that, I am exactly not sure who is giving the lecture. Anandini Priya Mataji, is she here? Okay. So I think maybe we are kind of running a little bit ahead. So we have 5 more minutes before, I think 5:30 is the Katha. So we can do some kirtan probably. No, she's not here. Okay, we can do kirtan.
So Hare Krishna. There is a bhajan that I normally do sometimes. Oh. Oh, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Where is she? She's coming? When she's ready. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hai Bol. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hai. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Rakshamam. Krishna. Krishna, 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 Ahimam. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshamam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Ahimam. Hare Krishna. I want everyone to know, for the time of it, that this little bhajan, the counsel is prayers for Krishna protection. I happen to be around to carry on this prayer because it is very safe. Good. Okay, she's here. Fall off, okay. Wonderful to see you. Long time. Where have you been? Okay, come in. Go ahead. Okay. You're going to chant Jaya Bhagavatam. Okay. Just leave it down that way. Are you okay? Or you want to push it a little? You can here, come sit on the front.
I just remember some very old tune of Jaya Madhava. Is it okay if I sing?
I love the Jaya Madhava. Go ahead. Sing something that people use. Whatever chorus it is. Go ahead. Okay.
Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopirana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajjanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajjanaranjana Vanchari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya. So I'm very nervous, as you all can see, and if please forgive me if I make any mistakes, and please bless me, all the assembled Vaishnava, so that I can glorify Krishna. And if I make any mistakes, that's me. If I speak anything good, that is mercy of Srila Prabhupada and my spiritual master and all of you. So I'm reading from this. Actually, this is my favorite prayers of Queen Kunti. And before we start, I will offer my prayers to all the Vaishnavas and my spiritual master. So let's start from there. Sorry, one second. Okay, so we'll start from our prayers. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sacha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpa tarubhayascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is the verse spoken by Queen Kunti when Krishna is getting ready to leave for Dwarka. So the verse is Vipuda santuta shashvat tatra tatra jagat guru bhavato darshanam yatsya apunar bhavadarshanam. Vipada, calamities, santu, let there be, ta, all, shashvat, again and again, tatra, tatra, there and there, jagat guru, O Lord of the universe, bhavuta, your, darshanam, meeting, yat, that which, syat is, apuna, not again, bhavadarshanam, seeing repetition of birth and death. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Generally, the distressed, the needy, the intelligent, and the inquisitive who have performed some pious activity worship or begin to worship the Lord. Others who are thriving on misdeeds only, regardless of status, cannot approach the Supreme due to being misled by the illusory energy. So, here in the purport, first Srila Prabhupada is saying that who are the ones who take shelter of Krishna in difficulties? So, it is the pious people. So, Srila Prabhupada is saying, therefore, for a pious person, if there is some calamity, there is no other alternative than to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Constantly remembering the lotus feet of the Lord means preparing for liberation from birth and death. Therefore, even though there are so called calamities, they are welcome because they give us an opportunity to remember the Lord, which means liberation. One who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, which are accepted as the most suitable boat for crossing the ocean of nescience, can achieve liberation as easily as one leaps over the holes made by the hoofs of a calf. Such persons are meant to reside in the abode of the Lord, and they have nothing to do with the place where there is danger in every step. Padam padam yat viptam natesham. This material world is certified by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita as dangerous place full of calamities, like in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. Less intelligent persons prepare plans to adjust to those calamities without knowing that the nature of this place is itself full of calamities. They have no information of the abode of the Lord, which is full of bliss without trace of calamity. The duty of the sane person, therefore, is to be undisturbed by worldly calamities, which are sure to happen in all circumstances. Suffering all sorts of unavoidable misfortunes, one should make progress in spiritual realization because that is the mission of human life. The spirit soul is transcendental to all material calamities. Therefore, the so called calamities are false. A man may see a tiger swallowing him in a dream, and he may cry for his calamity, for this calamity. Actually, there is no tiger and there is no suffering. And I have put a question mark here. How? I always had that question. It is simply a case of dream. In the same way, all calamities of life are said to be dreams. If someone is lucky enough to get in contact with the Lord by devotion service, it is all gain. Contact with the Lord by any one of the 9 devotion services is always a forward step on the path going back to Godhead. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So here in this verse, Queen Kunti is asking for more calamities. So I'll read the translation again. I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again, so that we would see you again and again. And seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. So we don't have to ask for more calamities. We already have plenty. But from this verse, we can see how to look at the calamities. And Srimad Bhagavatam is like a manual for us. And this world is like a minefield. And we don't know where to put our step, where suddenly a blast will happen. So Srimad Bhagavatam is like a manual that tells us how to go through our material life so that we get out of here and then we go back to Krishna. So now I would first say that when before coming to Krishna consciousness, I didn't have this concept. The concept I had was I want a peaceful, simple life and with no difficulties, all good, no anxiety, simple life. I always used to say, even though I was studying my engineering, I would say, I don't want to work. I just want to get married, live happily, have kids, and take care of them. But seems like life is not as easy as we think. So I always used to pray um, that for the protection of everyone, may this does not happen, may this does not happen. Because all I knew was that there is happiness all here, all in all. Like here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying, um, less intelligent persons prepare plans to adjust to those calamities without knowing that the nature of this place is itself full of calamities. I didn't know that. And the next line is also for me. They have no information of the abode of the Lord, which is full of bliss and without trace of calamity. So for me, that's how it was. I used to pray like that, but I knew within my heart it's not right. And then, please forgive me, because this is my first time, as I told you, I'm nervous, so I'm kind of forgetting also. Thank you. Now, Queen, this is the one side of the coin that I said, that we are always worried in this material world about the difficulties, we don't want it. And if I get into the difficult situation, then a calamity or something bad happens to me, some bad situation, then I would be like, why is this happening to me? I'm doing good, and other people who are doing much more worse than me, they are doing so good, and why me? Right? Why me? Why me? Yeah, so this is the default side of the coin. But here Queen Kunti is showing us a completely different side that I never knew before. And that side is something very amazing, that um, even before I get into that, as in the purport Srila Prabhupada said, and in Bhagavad Gita Krishna said, that this place is anyway Dukhalayam, means it is, I don't have to give any examples, like anyone can come here and speak about their difficulties, and the whole day will be gone, right? It is like full of difficulties. So the life is like that, and the happiness is little bit, but the thread is difficulties. I mean, there is little bit somewhere we feel happiness, and that happiness is also, I would say, just burns. It does not give us as any happiness. Means that is what my experience is. It is not so-called happiness, does not give us happiness. It's like, as Raghunath Das Goswami says in Manashiksha, it's like donkey's urine. If we spray on us, we feel, oh, this is water, but it's not water, it's burning. So that is what the happiness is. It feels happiness, but it really burns. So when we know that there is going to be difficulties, then why not make the best use of the bad bargain, the body that we have got, right? And that is the best bargain. Queen Kunti is telling us that what Queen Kunti is saying, let the calamities come again and again, that we don't want. We already have enough. But what she's saying is, why? Because whenever there were difficulties, Krishna was there with her and the Pandavas. And the moment that everything was okay, now Krishna is leaving. So Queen Kunti doesn't want Krishna to leave. And from this we can see, we can just assume or understand that how wonderful Krishna's association would be. That Queen Kunti is ready to give up the peace of mind, the wealth, the best, like all we want is life without anxieties. That's what even I wanted. But Queen Kunti is ready to take all those things just because she wants to get association of Krishna. So this is one thing to meditate upon, that how wonderful Krishna's association would be, that Queen Kunti is ready to give up all those things. So Queen Kunti is saying that difficulties will, sorry. So what happens when the difficulties are Krishna is here? So means that's okay if Krishna is here. So what, right? That's what like we would think. But Queen Kunti is telling us, so what? She's saying seeing Krishna means seeing no repeated birth and death. Apunar bhava darshanam means apunar bhava means don't see it again. Bhava is like bhava sagar, ocean of birth and death. Darshanam, we don't see that. Um, Basically, we don't take birth here again, and we go back to Krishna. So that's what Queen Kunti is saying. And there is this verse, and Srila Prabhupada gives explanation of this also in this verse. And that verse says, before even going into that verse, first I want to say one more thing. Like as I was saying earlier, even if we don't want, miseries will come. And this is what Narad Muni says in 1.5.18 verse. And in the verse he's saying, it's a long verse. I will just say what is relevant to us. As far as happiness derived from sense of enjoyment is concerned, it can be obtained automatically in course of time, just as in course of time we obtain miseries even though we do not desire them. Like I was saying, I was praying for all good, but it didn't happen. So it was like I would just say in my personal life it was complete reversal of, like, I'm going this way and suddenly the life took a u-turn. It was like such a u-turn that it was a topsy-turvy. It was like it turned me upside down, my thinking, my life, everything. Although I was praying for a good life, but still I didn't get it. So that is what Narad Muni is saying, that just as in course of time we obtain miseries even though we do not desire them. So we don't desire miseries, but still the miseries come, right? So this line is for me. So if miseries are going to come no matter what, then as I was saying, why not make the best use of them? Make the best use of the bad bargain, right? And so now I was talking about the verse that the other verse that talks about what happens if we are remembering Krishna all the time in our difficulties. So that is the verse, Samashritaye Padpallavam Padam Mahapadam Punya Yasho Murare Bhavambudhirvats padam param padam 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 yat vipdam nadesham. One who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, Murari, which are accepted as the most suitable boat for crossing the ocean of nescience, means lotus feet of Krishna is the most suitable boat for crossing this ocean of birth and death. What happens then? One achieves liberation as easily as one leaps over the hole made by the hoof of calf. So how big a hoof can be of a calf? This much big. And this ocean, we know there is an ocean of water. Means what to think about crossing it. Like even if I go in the boat, I get motion sickness. So we cannot cross that, and this material world is called ocean of birth and death, ocean of miseries. And that ocean, bigger than that, we can cross just by taking the shelter of lotus feet of Krishna. And we can cross it as it like this, just jump over it like that. And in the verse further says, such persons, those people who have taken shelter of Krishna, such persons are meant to reside in the abode of the Lord. And they have nothing to do with the place here where padam padam yat vipadam natesham. Where here means padam padam yat vipadam. We don't know every step. We don't even know where danger is waiting for us. So this is what happens when we take shelter of Krishna. And this is the another side of the Queen Kunti is teaching us when in the difficulties. So difficulties are going to come no matter what, right? So if it is coming, means why not make friends with the difficulties? And how do we make friends with the difficulties? There was a song, I always remember it, especially during my difficult times. If anyone knows Hindi, they would know the song. मिले न फूल तो कांटों से दोस्ती कर ली. When I did not get the flowers, I made friendship with the thorns. So that is one liner for my life. And this is what Queen Kunti is teaching us, how to make friendship with the difficulties. When the difficulties come, we take shelter of Krishna. And when we take shelter of Krishna, it does not mean that the difficulties will go away. So what happens, we think that, okay, I have taken shelter of Krishna, I have surrendered to Krishna, so now I will not meet any difficulties, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Sarv dharmanu parityajya mamikam sharanam vraj aham tva sarvapapebhyo mokshmishyami ma shucha. You just take shelter of me, I will take care. I'll take all your sinful reactions and you don't have to worry. So, but still, what's going on? I'm still bumping my head. My friends are still harassing me. I'm still getting sick and I still have to pay taxes. So, why all this is happening? So, Krishna does not give us this immunity to this. It doesn't mean that devotees do not go through the difficult times. Yeah, he takes away our sinful reactions when we take Diksha, but he still leaves some to keep us on our tippy toes. So that we don't become complacent. The moment we become complacent, then again, ouch. Hare Krishna, so he makes sure that, we are up and we don't become complacent over here. So devotees, when we take shelter of Krishna in the difficult times, that means that we are holding on to the lotus feet of Krishna while going through the difficulties. At the same time, we have to take practical measures to maneuver. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Through the difficulties we are going through, we really have to take the right steps, like the captain of the ship in the ocean. Captain is taking very good care of the ship, making sure there is no hole, nothing is wrong, there's proper painting, I have the navigation map, I'm going in the right direction. And he's taking very good care of the boat, because he's using the boat to go to the land. We are using this body to go back to Krishna. So we have to know how to live properly in this material world, how to live properly here, so that we live in such a way that we are getting out of this material world and we are going back to Krishna. So, the captain never thinks himself to be the creator of the sea, although the captain is in the sea all the time. The moment the ship lands, captain will shout, land ho, he has come back to land, he's happy. So similarly, we have to uh, go through the difficulties of our life in a very practical manner. We are taking shelter of Krishna, but at the same time, practically, we are handling our difficult situation, taking the right steps, what we need to do. We cannot be like, okay, I'm sitting down, I'm chanting, and now Krishna will take care of everything. No, means we still need to do the practical, we need to take the practical steps to go through it. And that is one of the reasons why I am doing my master's in clinical mental health, because it's very important to um, uh, navigate through our emotional challenges that we all face. And those are one of the biggest obstacles in our life. So that way, when we understand ourselves, so when we understand ourselves better, then we can handle with the things better. Understanding ourselves, it empowers us. And so this is one thing Queen Kunti is telling us, to take shelter of Krishna. And as we talked about, one benefit of taking shelter of Krishna, that is a supreme benefit, that we are again getting out of this material world and going back to Krishna. And the other benefit is that when there is happiness, we don't grow, we remain where we are. And but when there is difficult times, that is the time when we really go within ourselves. Instead of going out, we go within ourselves. And that is a time we tap into our strengths, because when everything is good, happy, we don't even know what our strengths are, because we have not utilized our strengths. So when there is difficult time, we tap into our own strengths, and then we know, okay, that is how I can deal with the situation. Oh, I didn't know I can do that. We tap into our strength, we go internal, we go inside. And as I was saying earlier, the happiness is not outside. It's not outside. The happiness is inside. Happiness is within. Happiness is within. When when our heart is with Krishna, that is where the happiness is. We all know that when we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then we all know that yes, that is the happiness. That is the, although we are not even chanting purely, we are just chanting with so many offenses, but still we are attracted, we are ready to give up everything for the holy name. So now we can imagine how much blissful it would be if we chant the pure holy name. So the happiness is within, and that happiness we can tap into only when there are difficulties. So earlier I did not want adventures in my life, and I want a simple life. But now uh, actually I feel that difficulties are, as I was saying, my friends, because in happiness means which I don't know. I means I have not seen happiness here, frankly speaking. If anyone has seen here, I remember when I was young, I used to be. People used to. I used to be happy, lucky, go person, and my motto of life was. Vivekanand's one sentence, take life as it comes. That's how it was. I was. If I'm failing in my subject, I was happy. I'm telling you frankly. I never used to study. My mom was like, she would say, please, please, please study. And, so when I was leaving the college, I got this title. Um, मैं हर मैं हर फिक्र को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया, मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया. So that's how I was, actually. That line tells me how I was. So that's how I was. And now, even now, that's how I am becoming again. I lost that when during the course of time, I lost myself. I'm finding myself again now. So the point I was trying to make is that now I have really made friends with difficulties, because whenever I won't say that after that U-turn, my life is very full of roses. No, there is still full of thorns. So, but those thorns are like challenges for me. I take it, okay, this is what it is. How do I handle with it? And when I handle with it, then I know, oh, okay, I didn't know I can do that. I could do that. So this is the another brighter side of the difficulties. In difficulties we grow, um, both spiritually, and also we grow in ourselves, how to handle the situations better. We matured in our life. So these are the benefits I've seen in difficulties. And there is one more important point that I want to make, is most of the times we think that mercy of Krishna is when he does something good to us. Like I got a job by Krishna's mercy. I bought a home by Krishna's mercy. I am happily married by Krishna's mercy. Everything is going fine by Krishna's mercy. Yeah, that is Krishna's mercy. It's good to see Krishna's mercy there. But Krishna's mercy is in difficult times as well. And that is more mercy. That is more mercy. That when the difficulties come, that is more mercy. Krishna's mercy. We don't see it at that time. At that time, it's hard. It's very hard. It's not as easy as I'm saying. I'm smiling and laughing. At this time, when we are going through it, it's not that easy. It's difficult. But in difficulties only, we tap into ourselves, right? So that's good. So Lord Narasimhadev, he says in Narasimha Purana, when one takes shelter of him, Lord Narasimhadev, he becomes his ward and he protects us. And it's like, so when we take shelter of Krishna, Krishna is protecting us. We just don't see it. We are like, we are like infants even in our spiritual life. We don't know. It's like a small baby, small kid. He or she doesn't know how much mom is doing for them, right? We have no idea. Hopefully when the child grows up, say thank you mom. But when they are young, they don't know how much mom is doing, right? So similarly, we don't know how much Krishna is protecting us, whether good times or bad time. If something good happens, good. If something bad happens, swallow and move forward, because Krishna is the most benevolent, most merciful master. Whatever he does for us is all good for us, because whether good or bad, ultimately by good or bad, he's taking us to him. So now the other thing is that one good news is that, as Queen Kunti is saying, we don't have to go through the miseries forever. Once there was a French philosopher. He did very good analysis on the life, material life, and the miseries, and then he analyzed that why there are miseries, and after analyzing, he wrote the book also. I forgot the philosopher's name. So uh, he said, like for him, there is no next life. There is no positive alternative. So he thought that what is the use of living? What is the point of suffering all the time without, continuously suffering, suffering, suffering? He was not seeing anything good. So finally, what he did, he committed suicide. But for us, we have a positive alternative. We don't have to suffer forever. It's like we suffer for some time, and by tolerating, by going through the difficulties, by remembering Krishna, we are getting out of this world and we are going back to where Chintamani Prakar Sadmasu Kalpa Vriksha Lakshavriteshu Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasrishati Shambhram Sevyamanam Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. This is where we are going to. So it's a good incentive, although there are difficulties. So when we when we are small, we study very hard. Sometimes that was not me, but generally study good kids. They study. They are like not sleeping in the night, working hard. So they are doing that because there is a good future awaiting us, right? So we are also going through difficult time, but there is a very bright future that is awaiting us. So that is Krishna's mercy. And the last thing I want to mention is what should be our mood. Okay, I have taken shelter of Krishna, and I am going through the difficulties in a practical manner. But when we are taking shelter of Krishna, what should be our mood? And that is where, again, Brahmaji is telling us, Tatte nukampam susamikshmano भुञ्जान्येवात्मकृतविपाकं हृद्वाग्वपुर्भिः विदधन् नमस्ते जीवेतयो मुक्तिपदे सदाय भाव. So Lord Brahma is saying, Tattenukampa Susamikshman means the devotee who is very eagerly waiting for his mercy, causeless mercy. Tattenukampa Susamikshman Bhunjani Evatmakritavapakam. While going through our own, very important, this is the word I really liked when I was reading it. Atmakrita vipakam. Bhunjani eva atmakrita vipakam. Atmakrita vipakam. We are going through difficult times because of our own past activities. So it's our own activities. No one else to be blamed. It's us. So actually it is very empowering. When we say it is us to be, we are responsible, because when we say someone else is responsible, then we are weak, because we are giving the responsibility of our acts to someone else, and when we complain we become weak. But when we take responsibility of our own actions, that yes, I may have done something past and that's why I'm going through it, so that gives us power, empower. That means we can correct ourselves. If we are blaming someone else for our misfortune, then we cannot fix it. But if we are taking responsibility, okay, I did it in the past and that's why, that means I can fix my future, right? So that empowers us. So it's important to remember that it's our activities, because of that we are going through, good or bad. So bhunjani eva atmakrita vipapam, while person waiting, eagerly waiting for Krishna's mercy, while going through the happiness or distress, and those are the actions of our own act. Hridvak vapurbhir vidhan namaste. While going through that, one offers obeisances to Krishna from the core of their heart and body and the words. So, what happens to that person? This is our mood. That is what Brahmaji is saying. That is how our mood should be. But how can we? When I read that verse in the beginning, I was thinking, how can I offer my obeisances to Krishna when I'm going through difficult times? And it takes time to digest that pill. But Srila Prabhupada says, he says, should we take that? The way we take it is, and which is the truth, which is really the truth. Krishna is very merciful. We know how compassionate Krishna is. So Krishna is very merciful. I deserved much, much, much more than that. But he's giving just a little token. And even that small token that Krishna is giving us, that is also for our benefit, because that is taking us out from here and taking us back to Krishna. So it's not that, okay, you know, he's doing it in a way that, okay, you did this and so you need to suffer. No, it is for our benefit, our ultimate benefit. That is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Suhrad Sarvabhutanam. He is Suhrad, the real friend, our real friend. So that is how we offer obeisances in our heart to Krishna, by knowing that I deserve much, much, much more, but he's just giving me a small token. It's just like some person has to give penalty of $1 million, but the judge said, "Oh, that's okay. You can just give $1,000 and then just get rid of it." So that's like that. Just I'm just going through this small thing, and even that small token, Krishna is with us all the time. When we chant Krishna, he is with us. We feel his presence. He is with us. So devotee, although going through the difficult times, by the strength of Krishna, devotee tolerates and then transcends. How does devotee transcends? Devotee transcends because devotee's heart is with Krishna. Whatever outside is going on, it doesn't bother. It's like when Krishna was holding the mountain, the Govardhan hill, right? Outside, Indra is sending thunderbolts and rain, pillars. And he was making so much effort, Indra, right? But inside, underneath the Govardhan mountain, devotees, they were not worried about, they were not even thinking what is going outside. They were so happy because they were with Krishna. Full 7 days, all day and night, 24/7. They were with Krishna. So that is how devotee transcends. So that is how our mood should be when we are going through the sufferings. And this is what Srila Prabhupada says in Nectar of Devotion, that this statement of Srimad Bhagavatam should be the guide of all devotees. And actually, first time when I went to talk to Ramapad Swami Maharaj, and in the beginning, very beginning, telling my problems, blah, blah, blah. So this is the verse Ramapad Swami Maharaj told me. Since then, I memorized that verse long time, 10, 15 years back. And see, it took such a long time to imbibe it in my heart. So it's a journey. So that is what Srila Prabhupada says, that this should be the guide of all devotees. And this should be our mood. And I hope I have covered everything. And I will end here. And if there are any comments or anything, so yeah.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you for your wonderful realizations.
Oh, thank you, Prabhuji.
And the one of the reflections I had was, we always think that material world is a place of enjoyment, but you proved it in your lecture that it is a place of suffering, right? And then another one I had was the mercy. We're always thinking about the mercy of the Lord. That means we are totally dependent on the Lord. Okay, but there is other way, which is, if you're totally dependent on the Lord, we may also become lazy. Right?
Yes, Prabhu.
So how do we get out of that? Oh, Krishna will take care of everything. Krishna will take care of everything. So what should be my mood of thinking what is that mercy means? That's my question.
So what is your question, Prabhu? Sorry.
If you're thinking that we are always dependent on Krishna, I'll become lazy. So how do I get out of that laziness? That means I'm always dependent for anything. Oh, I have to pass my exam, I'll depend on Krishna. I have to do my something, I will depend on Krishna. Can I do that? Or is the way to do it? Is my question.
Yeah, that is how I used to do when I was young. I almost failed in one class. I was doing my BTech at that time. And as I said, I never studied. I never liked to study. I didn't used to go to the classes. And my professors used to, in India, if you are like that, how professors look at you, right? I would do my proxy attendance and run out from the back door. That's how I was. So in one class, I thought, okay, out of 10, I got 4. Now I don't need to do it again. Later on, I found out I got 0. So that was funny because that time I was thinking, how would I pass? And someone told me there is Panki temple in Kanpur, Hanumanji's temple. You go and pray there. So I prayed and I passed. So yeah, we can pray to Krishna, but that is where Krishna knows, where to twist our ears. So like I didn't used to study earlier, but now I study. So he makes sure that we are not lazy. I mean, the situations come, then we have to act on that. If we do not act, then time will move. So how we can get out of that laziness is that when we take shelter of Krishna, when we are praying to Krishna, we are not praying to Krishna to make the things better for us. We are remembering Krishna because we love him, or we want to love him. And at the same time, whatever practical situation we are dealing with, that we have to take care of. Means Krishna will provide us he may provide us the opportunities, like how we can do something, but it's we who have to do it. And Krishna is not our servant, we are his servant. So when we basically want to do things for him rather than him doing it for us. So that is why when the difficult situation is there, when we have to study, so we have to study and pass. Yeah, I hope that answers, Prabhu.
That's another Prabhupada Maharaj explained this morning. What is, somebody asked a question, what is the causeless mercy? So mercy means, actually the mercy means we are thinking get something from Krishna, that is mercy. But the real understanding of mercy means, what I heard recently from one of the great speakers, he said it's an opportunity to serve. So
Yes,
that's exactly what Prabhupada Maharaj said in the morning. Causeless mercy is an opportunity. For what? To serve Krishna.
yes.
It's not that opportunity I have come to the temple, there's an opportunity to get something from Krishna. No, we have to serve Krishna. So that's the understanding.
Yes.
Thank you much.
Thank you. Oh, you have the question.
How Krishna helps in difficult times.
So we both were discussing, like you mentioned, like Krishna is more merciful during bad times or during difficult times. But what happens during difficult times? We think that why God is only mad at us and why bad things are happening to us. So can you give examples how to have that belief in Krishna, like he is more merciful during difficult times and he's helping us come out of it?
Yeah. How Krishna. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? When I was talking about my difficulty, that time I really prayed to Krishna from my heart. If you're really there, then please show me your hand, that how you are there for me. And I started seeing his help. So how we see Krishna is helping us, I will give you one example. Okay. So there is one story, and there was once there was a bad, how would we say in English, a storm and flooding. Yeah, storm, flooding. There was a flood, okay, in the village. And first if the water was still here, then the water was increasing. Then there was one man who was in his hut, and someone came uh, from a boat. He said, can you please come here, sit in the boat? Are you listening, bache? Yeah. So he said, can you please come here, sit in the boat? He said, no, I will go only if Krishna comes to take me. Okay. So he didn't take the boat. And then water is rising. Then someone else came. There is still chance. You can come in the boat. No, I will go only when Krishna comes and saves me. Then after that, slowly, more water is coming. That man, he went on the roof of the hut. Then helicopter came and to pick him up. He said, no, I will go only when Krishna comes to save me. And then finally he drowned. And then he goes back to Krishna. And when he goes back to Krishna, he asks Krishna, I was waiting for you. Why didn't you come to save me? So Krishna said, I came to you 3 times. You did not take my help. So, in our difficulties, there are other people who are coming out to help us. We see that as a help. And our family members or friends or our counselor, kids, right? You also help your mama? So that is how you helping your mama. That is Krishna helping your mama. So that is how we see Krishna's help. Does this answer your question? Yeah. Rak. Okay. So thank you. Hare Krishna.
It seems class was very, very personal. I saw everybody paying a very good attention. Everybody liked it, didn't you? Right? Give once more.
Otherwise, you all know how nervous I was, so it is all devotees.
Yeah, you didn't look nervous. You did wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much once again for coming this Sunday. This program is possible with the phone ring and then and the support from all of you. That just keep once you come to the temple. Anyways, it's a kind of a little bit of courtesy. Put your phone in vibration. Well, thankfully, this program is over, but sometime Maharaj's lecture is going on and then we forget. So that creates some difficulties. But anyway, once again, thank you so much. All of you, you made it again today. I know a lot of you have been coming for the last 3 days but you had wonderful association, didn't you? So today, this Sunday program, every Sunday program is possible with the support of you all. And some devotees goes out of the way to sponsor this program. So we have started a program where every Sunday, one family sponsors entire Sunday program. Very fortunate, last Sunday it was Rinku Mataji sitting over there, Amit Prabhu, they sponsored. And today is a sponsorship from two very, very wonderful devotees. They are not, they have been in community for long. They have done lot to entire Chicagoland community prior to starting in ISKCON. They were at Lemon Temple. They did so much of service all their lives. And they have wonderful kids. Their daughter, Dr. Nina Goyal, she made a good donation, and they are very committed to make much more. So with that, I want to thank Ravi Oberoi ji and Asa Oberoi ji for sponsoring today's Sunday program. So thank you so much. Asa ji, would you mind coming here, please? Can you please come? Please come. This is a small prasadam for you. And this is also deity's garland. So this is garland. Thank you. To run these programs, of course, beside everything, we need this sponsorship. We also look at sponsorship for the Sunday feast. So today we don't have any Sunday feast sponsorship, but if any one of you are inspired, you can do that. If not, I request you to sponsor next Sunday feast, which is open. And also you can sponsor entire Sunday program. It's a humble donation of $500. You can sponsor entire Sunday program, or a donation of $150. You can sponsor just a Sunday feast. So please see Abhay Prabhu, Ramdas Prabhu, or you can talk to me. I will more than happy to help you. And these are wonderful. Our pujaris, you know how wonderfully they do this service. So great opportunity. Please take advantage of this. And with that, always, you can see our construction is running in the fast pace. We are going to complete the construction within 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks at most. So that brings a lot of opportunity for everyone to do whatever you can. The one thing I humbly request, there is everyone knows somebody who can donate. Everyone knows somebody who can make a little bit extra. And the only difference those people are not doing is because we are not asking. There are so many people they want to donate, but we are not asking. My request to you, but I hope Krishna gives that mercy to you, please ask without effort. Temple is being built. Do you want to sponsor deity? Do you want to sponsor something? Do you want to sponsor asana? whatever they can, every bit matters, and we need that support. We need this wonderful temple to be quickly built. So there are varieties of opportunity. Like if somebody wants to sponsor, we are building the kitchen. So kitchen has various appliances. You can sponsor a refrigerator. You can sponsor gas stove. Just think through that lifelong with your that small donation. This service to Krishna will go. So please take this opportunity. Again, talk to me. Sangeeta Mataji is there. We will be more than happy to engage and provide more details. But please participate in this. This is not one person job. It's a community temple, and together only we can do. So with that, I call you. Please come take the darshan, and there's wonderful prasadam waiting for you. And look forward to seeing you next Sunday again. Hare Krishna.